Hello, I'm under the Sycamore. Welcome to my channel and my promised first video. I see no better way to start this series reviewing pop music, which I've decided to call the Global Archive, than the decidedly most popular song of the streaming era, The Weeknd's Blinding Lights. Released on November 29th, 2019, Blinding Lights was the second pre-album single for his studio album After Hours. It eventually got to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the week April 4th, 2020, and it had a total of 4 weeks at number 1. On Spotify, the song eventually surpassed Ed Sheeran's Shape of You to be the most streamed song on the platform New Year's Day 2023. Both songs had 3.3 billion streams at the time. Currently, the song is over 5.3 billion streams on Spotify, and the music video has a comparatively smaller 1 billion, although the official audio has over 860 million views as well. There's a whole nother conversation to have regarding the fall of music videos over the past 6 or 7 years, but in the end, Blinding Lights is at the very least the king of Spotify. And now I'm going to talk about it. After my senior year in high school, I did some religious service in Mexico for just under 6 months, before coming back in December 2019. During this time period, I only had a flip phone, so I was completely clueless to music. When I came back, this was ruling the radio. I obviously had heard of The Weeknd already, hits such as I Can't Feel My Face, The Hills, Earned It, and I Feel It Coming, were songs I was at the very least familiar with. But these songs, as popular as they were not nearly as popular as Blinding Lights was. A radio station I may be mentioning often on this channel is 92.9. On this channel, it is very difficult for a new pop song to get any airplay. As a very family-friendly station, they had also never played The Weeknd, at least not before Blinding Lights, which it played endlessly. There's something completely transcendent about this track where it seems like everyone agrees this song is great. Whether a hip-hop file that only indulges in underground cloud rap, or a grandparent who has to wait for the radio to warm up, there's something about the song that is undeniable. And one of the reasons that is, at least for me, is that it's not Ed Sheeran. I used to like Ed Sheeran, but then Divide came out, whose hits were absolutely unbearable to me, and stayed in the public consciousness way too long. In fact, both songs are both currently charting on the global Spotify charts. In late 2019, we really needed something else, that was appealing. Ed Sheeran's number 6 collaborations project only made things worse, with I Don't Care being a complete flop critically. As we go through this series, it'll become obvious late fall and winter of 2019 was a complete changing of the tides, and Blinding Lights led that charge. So what do I think of the song? I think it's great. In fact, After Hours is one out of only 4 albums that have given a perfect 100 out of 100. So yes, Blinding Lights is also a 10 out of 10 for me. To be honest, I never really listened to the song on its own, but in the context of the album instead. By the way, the transition from Faith, my favorite song After Hours, to Blinding Lights is just chef's kiss. Now, musically, this song could be seen as a little basic, but I think that this opinion is missing the historical context, as so many pop songs followed its wake for the next couple years with similar 80s-ish pop vibes. But don't forget that this pioneered pop music to become the COVID anthem. Wait, what? Yeah, I'll talk about this later with other hits, but COVID music is just what I call music popular during the COVID pandemic. During the pandemic, music seemed to persist in the zeitgeist way longer than they were due. Blinding Lights itself didn't exit the charts until late 2021, with a total of 90 weeks on the chart, a record at the time. I feel like its catchiness and dancey, yet undeniably somber tone really made it perfect as the COVID anthem, not to mention its lyrics. Let's jump into it. In the first verse, it states, I'm going through withdrawals. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm going through withdrawals. You don't have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. Does this song sound like the pop anthem of the summer? Looking at these lyrics, I would say no. But it is for a COVID summer. Being completely incapacitated by withdrawals caused by an addiction to connection, which The Weeknd's persona often leans into, was suddenly very relatable. I was very privileged to be able to continue working a job on site during this period, So nothing really changed for me during the pandemic, besides me wearing a mask and doing some college classes online. I can imagine someone with a lifestyle or personality that thrives on this type of connection. This song was meaningful to a lot of people. So yeah, that's my review. I give this song a 10 out of 10. And go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment below suggestions of songs I can do next. Although, if you're familiar with my channel, I have somewhat strict rules on what songs I will review. So check out my channel trailer if you have questions. Link in the description. Alright, so this is the unscripted outro as I try to stretch this video to 8 minutes. And Blinding Lights is really a song that is kind of hard to talk about, because I feel like, I kind of mentioned this in the video, but every single person and their grandmother really already knows this song and understands that it's pretty great. For me personally, I do think it's overplayed. I only listen to it in context of the album. But I'm fine with this if it gets to beat Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Although it actually might not be that way for long. Like, if you look at the global Spotify charts this week, like, Shape of You is currently getting more streams per week than Blinding Lights. So it can easily take back the top spot, unfortunately. So that will be a thing. Although hopefully it'll take years and years, and maybe even decades and decades. Or Spotify will just quit being an actual program at that point. Who knows? But yeah, like during this time period, like the new BTS album just came out, and it doesn't seem like anything from the album will stick long term. Like, if there's something about Blinding Lights that is like actually timeless. Like the fact that like in just the course of over 3 years it got to become the most streamed, and it's still charting another 3 years after that. Like it's just actually timeless. Like more timeless than his actual song called Timeless. Like after Hours, the album came out, we had Dawn FM, we got Hurry Up Tomorrow, I guess the Idol soundtrack if you count that. And like nothing from those albums besides the song Timeless has really been sticking around on the charts. Like Dawn FM, everything from Dawn FM fell off the charts after a few weeks. Same with Hurry Up Tomorrow, with the exception of Timeless. But I don't think that Timeless has the potential to really catch up to Blinding Lights as total streams. Like, we can all admit it's not a top tier Weeknd track. But anyway, I think this is all I really have to talk about right now. Thanks for watching my video. Again, I said this earlier, but go ahead and subscribe. This is a fairly new channel, and if you like content like this, reviewing pop music, I'm reviewing songs that have over 2 billion streams on Spotify. Leave a suggestion of what song I should do next. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.